Happy Monday morning, gang. Happy Columbus Day. Just a reminder to everybody, it's a federal holiday. Some stuff's open, some stuff's closed. No mail today, no banks today, no federal office buildings open today. The stock market is open, and that's a good thing. Okay. Many of you guys have heard the story, probably everybody knows the story, back during the Depression of people jumping off of buildings because they lost everything, right? Okay. It was ugly. I mean, it took a generation, 30 years for the market to come out of the Depression. By the time we got back up to where we were in mid 1929, World War II was over. Okay. I worked on Wall Street during the dot-com bust, 9/11. I will tell you that was not a enjoyable time to be in the market. But you go back to where we were then, and you look at where we are now, and you go, wow, market indexes are up fivefold, sixfold since then, if not more. Okay, I didn't go look it up. But I mean, I remember in the late 90s, the Dow crossing 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 9,000, 10,000. That's 30,000 points ago, guys. Okay. Yeah, we've gone way up since. Friday night, if anybody was paying attention, we had a collapse in the markets after the market closed. Okay, in the after hours trading on Friday, all of a sudden the bottom just dropped out. I mean, Bitcoin, which hit its all-time high at 126 something a week or so ago, dropped as far as 107. I was talking about that a little over the weekend. You had a lot of people freak out. I'm betting there were a lot of people that were going, oh my God, I've got to panic sell, I've got to panic sell, I've got to panic sell, get me out. We're going to zero. No, we're not. Okay. Friday night, in my opinion, and I'm going to be probably one of the few out there that says this, was a good thing that we had some capitulation, that we had a mini crash, I guess, if you will. I mean, the stock market didn't tank so badly. I mean, down 1,000 points, we've seen that happen many times. The Dow was down like 1,300 or something. And Bitcoin dropped almost 12%. All right, that's big. Notice what gold and silver did. Gold and silver are both hitting all-time highs this morning. Okay. Again, talking about protecting your wealth. Bitcoin being digital gold, everybody says. Maybe not so much. Friday night was a 2x4 to some people's heads. Go, okay, what goes up does come down. The market doesn't just go up. Bitcoin doesn't just go up. Stocks just don't go up. Newsflash, gold and silver just don't go up either. Okay. I've talked about this many times about managing your risk. It's more important to manage your risk than to manage your return. When the market goes up, everybody's a hero. When the market goes down, the people that don't lose a lot, those are the heroes. Okay. I remember the days of my brokerage days. If somebody made money on stock, it was because of their great decision. If somebody lost money on a stock, it was because of my bad decision. That's kind of how the mentality worked. Okay. It was, of course, it's never it's never personal responsibility. It's never your own fault. It's always somebody else's. That ain't a new deal. But why do I say Friday was a good thing? Friday reminded people that getting over leveraged, taking too much risk is not a good thing. All right. You had some Ukrainian crypto influencer, what was his name? Konstantin Golich. blew his brains out, sat in his Lamborghini, put a gun to his head. Okay. I'm hoping we don't hear any more stories on that. But why does stuff like that happen? Because people get over-leveraged. And what I say on that is they borrow money to go do stuff. Now, we all know the best way to make money is with somebody else's money, right? You know, if I can borrow money at 2% and I can get a 5% return on it, great. You know what? I'm netting 3% out. How many people have you heard say, which drives me nuts, don't pay off your house because your mortgage is so cheap, you can put your money somewhere else and it'll make money. And for the last couple of years, they've been right. You know, put your money in the S&P 500 fund. It's up, 13% this year, something like that. You're paying 3% on your mortgage, if you've had it for a while, okay? And you're netting out 10%. Hey, cool, right? Until you have crashes, and they happen. 1929, 1987, 2001, 2008. I mean, pick them. And there's plenty more in there, okay? Where all of a sudden you end up losing more money than you thought you were saving. I've said a million times, pay off your house as fast as you can. Pay off your car, pay off your house. You will be amazed how much easier life all of a sudden gets when you don't have bills, okay? But what you had happen on Friday was a reduction, if not a practically complete elimination of the leverage of the borrowed money in the markets. People were 10 times levered, 100 times levered, okay? And you get the idea of what it is. To explain it, you have $100 and you buy $1,000 worth of something, or you buy $10,000 worth of something. You have $100, okay? 100 times leverage is 10 grand worth of it. That collapses 12%. You just lost $1,200. You only had 100. Where do you come up with the other $1,100? You've got to pay your shortcomings. And people didn't think about that. What this did, what Friday night did, hopefully, was stabilize the markets a little bit, was stabilize the speculation, and avoid something like 1929, 1987, 2001, 2008, okay, where cooler heads prevail. That's what we need when it comes to our own money. Sure, I get it. Everybody's like, I can't leave the money in the bank. It doesn't earn me any interest. The dollar keeps getting weaker and weaker and weaker. Inflation is eating up everything. Absolutely true. 100% true. Okay. Gee, I've got to put it somewhere to do something. I've got to try to beat inflation. I'm buying bonds. I'm buying, in my case, dividend-paying stocks, which they got hit, but not hard. Okay. Yeah, trying to beat inflation. Gee, I buy Bitcoin. Bitcoin's a aggressive growth instrument, guys, okay? It is not a conservative, safe place to store money. If you've got high risk tolerance, that's the only reason to be in there. For most of us, I would say, because the majority of the people that watch this channel are my age, roughly, maybe a little older, okay? You need to put the money somewhere safe so you don't have to do it. Imagine, like many of you probably did, looked at your 401k plan online over the weekend and go, oh shit, I'm close to retirement. If you had an oh shit moment, you're taking on too much risk. It's as simple as that. Okay. Cool your jets. chill out, relax. The market looks like it's going to recover this morning. Futures are up something like 400 points. We'll get a good portion of it back. But we shook out the leverage. We shook out all the people who treat the economy as a casino. That's a good thing. We need some stability. We need stability in our country. We need stability in our markets. We need stability in the dollar. That's the only way you get it back. There's a lot of people who say, oh, this, you hear the lunatic left, oh, Trump just said this because everything crashed because Trump said something about raising tariffs on China, right? And so everybody on the left is accusing Trump of trying to manipulate the markets, that he goes and says something, his family's going to go in and buy a whole bunch of stuff on the cheap, and then he's going to say no tariffs, and they make a lot of money, okay? The conspiracy theories are not limited to just people on the right, just to tell you. Okay. Maybe it's true. Maybe it's not. Who knows? Okay. Maybe that was his plan. I have a tendency to doubt it, but I'm not going to say for 100% certainty that never crossed anybody's mind. Okay. Wait till you see what the trades are that Don and Eric and Ivanka and Barron and everybody else put in Friday night or over the weekend. Okay. Who knows? What I'm saying is slow down, pay off the bills. I don't worry about a mortgage crisis. My house is paid off, okay? I don't worry about my car being repossessed because it's paid off. It's a great feeling. It's things that people need to do. Everybody wonders how they made it in the 1950s. They didn't borrow up to here. Because borrowing up to here finds you sitting in the front seat of a Lamborghini in Kyiv with a 38 in your hand going, is it worth it? Slow down, chill out. Don't worry about the 401k. It'll come back. It may take some time. Okay. Don't worry about Bitcoin. It'll eventually come back. But don't put yourself through that, because what we don't know is how many people had heart attacks, or how many arguments there were, how many divorces will happen over what happened on Friday. Get the stress out of your life. That's the most important thing. I don't care how much money you have in a bank. You can't take it with you. If situations like Friday night put you in a box, who cares anyway? Pinball out.